Curious George, the donut delivery. George is always a good monkey when he's asleep, but no monkey wants to sleep through Saturday. This was a Saturday that cried out for something special. Donuts, the man with the yellow hat announced. That was special. Next to bananas, donuts were George's favorite food. How about eggs with those donuts? The man asked George. Please count how many we have and write it down. But when George looked for the eggs, he found there were none left to count. There are no eggs? The man asked. Why didn't you write 0? George didn't know how. The man with the yellow hat sat George down with some paper and a pad. See, George, the man said, 0 alone means no eggs, none. But 0 after other numbers makes them mean a lot more. If we put a 0 after 1, that's 10. Write another 0, and that's 100. George stared hungrily at the zeros. They reminded him of donuts. Luckily for George and his empty stomach, they headed out to buy the groceries. The man stopped in front of a market. He said, I'll go here and buy eggs while you get the donuts, okay? George nodded as the man wrote down his order. The note said, 1 dozen donuts, please. As George headed to the donut shop, Charky, a friendly little dog from the neighborhood, joined him. She wanted to play, but George was too busy to stop, so she followed him into the shop. George noticed that his order only had a little 1 on it. That did not seem like a lot for a monkey who was really hungry. George saw a pencil on the counter. He grabbed it and drew a 0 after the 1. Now the note read 10 dozen donuts. Then George wrote down another 0 before Mrs. D came to take his order. George, Chalky, good to see you. Is that an order for your friend with the yellow hat? George handed over the paper. 100 dozen donuts, she exclaimed. That's our biggest order ever. Mrs. D hurried away to tell her husband in the kitchen. Soon Mrs. D started piling box after box on the counter. George grew worried. He hadn't realized what his zeros would do. 99, 100. You can't possibly carry them all, George, Mrs. D said. Lucky for you, we have a delivery service. Mrs. D bustled off to get some help, but George did not wait around. He grabbed 1 dozen donuts and ran away with Charky. George was not quick enough. Mrs. D's entire family was soon right behind him with their towering boxes of donuts. He must be running late. We took too long to make the donuts, Mrs. D cried as she rushed off after George. When George reached his apartment, he jumped from the balcony to balcony, trying to get home as quickly as possible. At first, George thought he was safe from the donut delivery. He sat down to catch his breath after running all the way home. But it wasn't long before the doorman showed the D family right up to his apartment. Soon, 100 boxes of donuts crowded the room. George looked around. He had to do something before his friend came home. Suddenly, he had an idea. When the man with the yellow hat walked in carrying his groceries, he saw only 1 box of donuts on the table. Those smell so good, the man said. I'm sorry I didn't ask you to buy more than 1 dozen. Was George able to hide all those donuts? Not for long. George explained to the man that he had added some zeros to the order. Well, at least you learned something, the man said. But what are we going to do with all these donuts? They came up with a good solution. George got 1 dozen donuts like he was supposed to, and some hard-working firefighters got the rest. How many left, George? The man asked at the end of the day. George ate the last donut from a box and held up his fingers in a zero shape. 0. Thank you for listening to our story, Curious George. Margaret Ann H.A. Ray's Curious George goes to a chocolate factory. This is George. George was a good little monkey and always very curious. One day George went for a drive with his friend, the man with the yellow hat. Look, George, the man said, there's a store in that chocolate factory up ahead. Let's stop for a treat. George loved chocolates. Inside the store, boxes of chocolates were stacked everywhere. But the man with the yellow hat found his favorites right away. George, he said, wait here while I buy these, and please stay out of trouble. George looked around the store. He saw chocolate-covered cherries and fudge-flavored lollipops. A chocolate bunny caught his eye. Then something else caught his eye. What were all those people looking at? George was curious. He climbed up to get a better look. Through the window, he saw lots of trays filled with little brown dots. What were all those little brown dots? George was curious. He found a door that led to the other side of the window. The little brown dots were chocolates, of course. A tour guide was showing a group of people how to tell what was inside the chocolates by looking at the swirls on top. And this one is for George's favorite, banana cream. This little swirl means fudge. This one says that caramel is inside. And this wiggle is for marshmallow. This is the squiggle for a truffle. This one is for nougat. This sideways swirl is for orange fluff. George followed the group tour until they came to a balcony overlooking a room where the chocolates were made. Down below, busy workers picked the candy off the machines and put them in boxes. These were the machines that made the chocolates with the swirls on top. The chocolates came out of the machines on long belts. But how did they get their swirls? George was curious. And up onto a machine he climbed down from the balcony. George peeked inside. He was trying to see what was making the swirls when all of a sudden the chocolates began coming out faster and faster. They sped up by him so quickly they seemed to be running on legs of their own. Quick, bring more boxes, yelled a man with a tall white hat. What happened? Asked another man. Nobody answered. Nobody knew what had happened, and everyone was so busy that no one noticed George. The workers began to fall behind, and the candy began to fall off the end of the belt. Save the chocolates, yelled the man with the tall white hat. Meanwhile, George saw one of his favorites whiz by. He tried to catch the banana cream-filled cream chocolate, but it was too fast. He chased it to the end of the belt. George was a fast worker. Someone noticed and yelled, Bring that monkey more boxes. He's helping us catch up. At the end of the belt, a pile of chocolates was growing taller and taller. George had never seen so many chocolates. As he searched for the banana cream, he put the others in empty boxes. Not all the chocolates made it into the boxes, but no more chocolates fell on the floor. Just when George and the workers were all caught up, the tour guide ran in with the man with the yellow hat. Get that monkey out of here, she yelled. He's ruining our chocolates. But this little monkey saved the chocolates, explained the workers. Then the man with the tall white hat said to George, You may have caused us some trouble, but you were a speedy little monkey. You deserve a big box of candy for all your help. George was glad he was not in trouble, but he did not take the chocolates. George was sure. Back in the parking lot, the workers waved goodbye as George and his friend got into their little blue car. George, are you sure you don't want any chocolates before we leave? Asked the man with the yellow hat.